Hello, my name is Catherine and I'm a university recruiter here at Teach First. I've been with Teach First for almost 4 years now and I'm delighted to be here to talk to you about who Teach First are, why we exist in a charity, and our 2-year training program that qualifies you to be a teacher here in the UK. First of all, I'm going to talk about why Teach First exists. So who are we? Well, Teach First are an education charity who are working to build a fair education for all. And we exist because, simply put, in the UK at this point in time, education isn't fair. A child's future should be determined on how hard they're willing to work, on their potential, on what they want to achieve. But more often than not, a child's future is determined by their postcode and the wealth and the education of their parents. And that's something that we need to change. The fact of the matter is that a child from a more disadvantaged area is less likely to go on to get level 5s in GCSE, and that slow start in life can last a lifetime, widening that social inequality between rich and poor. And while there are several different factors at play, the education that they receive is different. And that's something that we can actively change to make sure those children have access to the best teachers as you would in any other part of the country, depending on where you come from. I'm now going to show you a couple of statistics that really demonstrate those facts. So this first statistic is around children who are eligible for free school meals. So a child is eligible for free school meals if their parent or carer receives a certain level of financial support from the government. So this statistic is looking at GCSE pass rates. So what percentage of children eligible for free school meals fail to achieve a grade 5 in GCSE English and Maths? So essentially fail to pass GCSE English and Maths. Well, unfortunately, it's 78%. 78% of children eligible for free school meals will not achieve a grade 5 in English and Maths GCSE. And therefore, they will not be able to go on to higher education or to do apprenticeships and have so many different career avenues cut off from them. My next statistic is around the percentage of doctors in the UK who are from a working class background. So not necessarily free school meals, just a working class background. What percentage of the doctors that we see day in, day out come from that background? Just 4%. Just 4% of our doctors come from a working class background. That may be a background similar to you. How many more students who are sitting there in their classrooms really loved science? But then they had a substitute science teacher for the entire year and their grades dropped and they were no longer able to do it at A-level or go on to university to study medicine. This happens far too often, and this is something that we are actively trying to tackle. So what is our solution here at Teach First? Well, it's our training program. We provide schools with great teachers, and we help turn these great teachers into brilliant leaders through the various different programs that we run, not only our training program, but others as well. We also help schools to thrive in disadvantaged areas by helping them make the most of the resources that we have. And it's these three things that mean we are fighting to make our education system work for every single child. So what is the Teach First training program? Well, over the 2 years, you will work, train and qualify as a trainee teacher in one of our partner schools. So these are the schools that face the biggest challenges where you can have a massive impact straight away. You'll receive world-class training, not only from Teach First, but also from the universities that we partner with and have access to our extensive professional network. The thing about our Teach First training program is it isn't the sort of job where you're doing the same thing day in, day out. You'll have real responsibility for real pupils, real lessons, and real creativity from the off. And that's something that those that have done the program says really separates them out from their peers and means that they're so much more developed and progressed in their careers than their peers after a year or two. So what will you gain on our program? You will gain a fully funded postgraduate diploma in education and leadership, or a PGDE. Now, you've possibly heard of a PGCE before. Well, this is worth double the credits, and that's because it comes integrated with leadership. We strongly believe here at Teach First that if you can't lead, you can't teach. So we give you the skills in order to do that. The postgraduate diploma in education is also a larger qualification, which means that you can top it up to an optional master's degree at a reduced cost. So if you want to, in an additional third year, you can top up these points to a master's at a reduced cost. And the great thing about this is that it can be in a research project of a topic of your choosing around education. So you can have real impact in the communities that you serve with the research project that you do. But of course, it is completely optional. You'll gain a salary from day one in the classroom, and you do not pay any fees whatsoever for your qualification with us, which is valued at around £10,000 in its training. You'll gain invaluable transferable skills, which will help you progress your career both inside and outside of the classroom. You get support from us, Teach First, who've been rated outstanding by Ofsted, your school, and our extensive professional network, which is over 15,000 and counting. You'll gain connections to our corporate partners, including Amazon, PwC, and Goldman Sachs. So lots of companies partner with us, not only because of the great work that we do as a charity, but also because of the excellence that we bring to you as part of the training program. And I'll talk more about their impact later on. So how can you apply for this amazing opportunity? Well, we're open for applications now. So if you go onto our website, check the eligibility criteria, as we have different eligibility for different subjects. So it's really important that you look into that, and also must have the right to work for 2 years in the UK. You'll then start an online application form. As soon as you open an online application form, one of our recruiters will get in touch in order to book in a call with you. On this call, they'll go through the different aspects of the application process and, of course, your wants and needs and what you expect of the training program. We strongly advise that you have this call, because those that do ultimately write better applications. So once you've submitted your online application form, and if you're successful, you'll be invited to come along to one of our selection days that either happen in person in our London offices or online. On this day, you will take part in a one-to-one interview. You will complete a group task where we'll see how you interact with others, and you'll take part in a mini teaching episode. And we do mean mini, just 4 minutes to show us what you've got and that you've got the key skills to become a teacher. But you will have time to prepare for this day. And in fact, you can go along to a workshop that will be able to tell you all the different aspects of the day and how best to prepare for them. So as you can see, throughout this process, there is support available for you to make the best of your application process. It's really important to note, during this process, you are not in competition with anyone else. If on that day we have 10 great teachers in the room, then we will take all of you to help end education inequality. After the selection day, if successful, you'll be made an offer which lists your subject and location, and then you will come through to someone like myself, a recruiter, that will help you through that process to starting your journey with Teach First. So you've got your offer. Where does your journey begin? Your journey starts at Summer Institute, which happens in late June of every year. This is a 5-week immersion into the theory and practice of teaching, which will give you the skills that you need to take those initial steps in the classroom. You will then start in a school in September that we find for you, and that will give you the chance to start as a teacher with real responsibility for real lessons and real pupils, but you will be on a reduced timetable so you can get used to that scenario. Not only that, you'll have so much support across that year and the year after that I'll talk about in a moment. So after your first year, you will finish that and you will gain qualified teacher status, which means that you're set to teach for life. In between your first and second year is where it gets really interesting. So remember those companies that I talked about earlier, the PwCs, Deloitte, Accenture, all who work with us as a charity to help us achieve our goals? Well, they also offer exclusive summer projects to you. These are 1 to 3 week internships that give you the chance to see what it's like in a particular industry and to gain so many transferable skills. They're in so many different fields, not only corporate partners that I mentioned earlier, but so many things such as charities and government organisations as well. So there really is something for everyone. While you are competing for these summer projects, you're only competing against other Teach First people, so your chances of getting one are far greater. And the best thing about these summer projects is that these exist every single summer for the rest of your career, meaning that you can really tailor and build your career however you like due to these summer projects. And that's something really unique to Teach First. So You've had your summer, you may or may not have done a summer project. You then come back in your second year where you can take all that wealth of knowledge that you learned, like how to make a great lesson plan, how to teach a particular subject, and that you're never ever going to sit those two students next to each other ever again. And you can put that all into practice to perfect your art and to become a brilliant teacher and complete your postgraduate diploma in education. After those 2 years, you will then become an ambassador, who is someone who has done the program and continues to work with Teach First, both inside and outside the classroom. So what support is available throughout your 2 years? And this is something that's really unique to Teach First. So within your school, you will have a mentor. This is someone in your department, someone who knows the school inside out. So you can go to ask, how on earth do I submit to register? So that is your point of contact in the school. You will then also have a university tutor. So this is someone at your allocated university who will be able to help you with the coursework side of your postgraduate diploma in education. You will then have your Teach First contacts, your development lead. This is someone who is an expert in your subject area and will be able to help you throughout this 2-year process and is your main point of contact at Teach First. So you can go to with any questions in order to how to improve your teaching ability. So that's the 3 pillars for support that you have available to you during the 2-year program. So at Teach First, we have many ambassadors and people go on to do many different things. And as you can see, we do place people across the country. Teach First initially started in London in 2002. And since then, we have placed over 5,000 trainees there. London used to be an area where attainment wasn't very good. It was one of the worst places to go to schools in the country. And it is now transformed into one of the best areas to go to school with the highest attainment. And the government have actually cited Teach First as one of the main reasons for that. But now we're finding that those statistics that I showed you earlier, that gap between attainment between rich and poor is most stark up and down the country in more rural and coastal areas. So we work across England, and it's pivotal that we place people across England so that we can have a massive impact in the schools that we are needed the most. When you start your application and you have that call with the recruiter, you can mention your preferences and list your preferences on that application form, and we will take these into account. But it's important to note that if you are applying for Teach First, that you do need a degree of flexibility in where you are located, as we need to place in the schools that need us the most so we can have a massive impact where needed. And as you can see, our ambassadors go across the country and travel across the country to different areas. And we do place people in hubs. So there's always a Teach First trainee around if you wanted to form housing or just to make friends in the area. So where have our ambassadors gone on to go? So with over 15,000 alumni to our name, 93 are head teachers, over 2,100 are in school leadership positions, and 62% of those who still teach continue to work in low-income areas. And that's really important. Teach First trainees at Teach First, we are very exclusive, and we only make up 5% of the total teaching cohort every year. But we actually make up 20% of the teachers that serve low-income areas, which really shows the impact that we're having. And it's amazing to see so many people in school leadership positions. But this isn't an accident. This doesn't happen by mistake. Our Teach First training program has leadership combined within it. So therefore, it gives you the skills to progress. Not only that, after the 2 years on the training program, if you don't want to leave Teach First, if you want more help from us, we can offer that, as we offer so many different programs for you to progress in your career inside the classroom. In fact, you are 7 times more likely to be in a senior leadership position through Teach First route than any other route into teaching. So it just shows that those leadership skills really do pay off. In fact, as I said, I've been a recruiter for almost 4 years now. The very first cohort I had, the first few people I had come through the door, of those, I already have a head of maths, a head of MFL, and a head of geography as well, which really shows that progression that you can achieve in the classroom. Not only that, we also had the youngest ever head teacher as well. So if you're thinking, I want to be head of a department, I want to be a head teacher one day, then this could be the route for you. In order to impact change in schools, in order to build a fair education for all, we need people to be championing the work that Teach First do, both inside and outside of the classroom. And we appreciate that after those 2 years, not everyone is going to want to continue within schools. And it's important that we have so many ambassadors go on to things such as policy, into government, into social enterprises. And we really do have so many people doing amazing things after the program. This is Cyrus. So Cyrus started the Teach First training program in 2012 and now works at Accenture. He did a summer project with them while on the program, so no surprises there. He is now in a management role at Accenture, but he still continues to work with us outside of the classroom. First of all, he's a school governor, so he's actively impacting a school with his knowledge and expertise. Not only that, he offers business inspiration days for children from disadvantaged backgrounds and in disadvantaged school areas. And this is where children can come into Accenture and see what it's like to work in a firm like this, an opportunity they otherwise wouldn't have had. So it's really important that they're championing these skills. Not only that, he also heads up the Accenture Teach First network. So there have been so many people who've done Teach First that go into Accenture, into Deloitte, in PwC, that they have their own networks within them as well. And we're actually finding that they're progressing far quicker than their peers as well within other firms outside of the classroom. So that's Cyrus. We also have so many other former trainees and now ambassadors, people who have started up their own charities, their own social enterprises. That you may have a career in mind. And I can guarantee with 15,000 ambassadors who have done the program, there's going to be support there and people who have done the career choice that you're thinking of. So it's really great that you can utilize that network as another addition to the great things that Teach First offer. These are just some of the companies that we work with as a charity. They offer summer projects, but they also work with us as a charity as a whole. We do lots of great impacts in regards to things such as education and equality and helping disadvantaged children. And you can find all the work that we do, not only on our website, but on our Twitter and Facebook pages as well. You might be sitting there thinking, this is great, but I'm still at uni, I'm not graduating yet. Well, we do have some options for you. If you're in your first, second, or penultimate year of university, then you can take part in our taster programs. So what are they? Well, our taster programs are a 2-day program where you can boost your CV and develop loads of leadership skills that make you a great candidate for our training program. But not only that, it gives you loads of transferable skills that you can take into any different career. On these 2 days, you'll take part in loads of interactive sessions in things such as debating and public speaking. You even get to teach your own mini lesson and get feedback from, of course, a Times Top 100 graduate employer and experts in teaching. These opportunities to take part are both in person and online, and strong early application is strongly recommended. We also have lots of underrepresented talent programs. We have Black talent in STEM, we have women in leadership, and we also have an LGBTQ plus taster program as well. So please do have a look on our website. We are open now, and it's a great opportunity for you to gain some transferable skills and to see if Teach First is the right route for you. So to conclude here, we're going to have a little look at why you should join the program to summarize its key points. You'll be part of a movement that's changing lives and will change society. We've already done so in London, and now we want to move this across to the rest of the country. It'll be a challenging role with real responsibility from day one, and we don't shy away from that. But the proof is in the pudding, and so many of our trainees have gone on to do amazing things and progress their careers so quickly as well. You'll have access to professional development and a network of supporters, which is 15,000 strong and counting. You'll have a full-time salary position for a minimum of 2 years in a school that we find for you. You'll gain skills and leadership development that are widely valued. You just have to look at all the companies that work with us and offer summer projects to realise that that's the case. And you'll gain a fully funded qualification, a postgraduate diploma in education, which is an internationally recognised qualification. And many people do go on to teach abroad after the programme. So far, Teach First have impacted 1 million young lives. But we're not done yet, not by a long shot. And that's why we need your help by joining the training programme and starting your career that will impact not only your life, but so many others as well. So what to do next? We are now open for applications. So as I said, go onto our website, check your eligibility and start that application and a recruiter will get in touch. Early applications are always advised as we do place on a first come first serve basis. And when a subject area or location is full, we will close. So make sure that you apply as early as possible and then a recruiter will get in touch. Thank you for joining us today and I look forward to seeing you on the programme.